Fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. Such powerful survival mechanisms. They literally can save your life. But do you ever jump to those default reactions even when the situation is not life-threatening? Perhaps a car cutting you off, receiving critical feedback, or giving a speech. The problem is those automatic reflexes aren't always appropriate in daily life. They bypass the rational strategic part of your brain. What if you could face the stressful moments instead? Calm, centered, strong, able to find fresh approaches. Let's expand your options. Keep listening to add a new tool to your growth kit for more thriving, not just surviving. This is The Growth Moment with your coach, Amy Kay. Inspiration, ideas, and incredible insights for you to be more and do more. Get ready to grow today. It happens to most of us, going into fight, flight, freeze, or fawn for not so serious circumstances. A rush of adrenaline around a contentious political issue. Ducking out of the room when you see that person who owes you money. Freezing up when the boss blames you for the missed deadline. Trying to appease everyone when an argument breaks out at the dinner table. I know you have your own examples. The problem is that our instinctive reflexes don't necessarily lead to the best choices. We can overreact, miss the bigger picture, avoid the real issue, and fail to use the full power of our beautiful brain. Hence the need for what I call the FACE tool. That's FACE. However, it's not an acronym. It just means facing or looking right at your trigger. But before we dive into all of that, let's explore your default reaction when you are stressed or overwhelmed. Do you have one that is typical, or does it depend on the circumstance? I'm not talking about true danger, more day to day. I've mentioned a bunch already, but here are a few more. An overflowing task list, a financial worry, realizing you made a big mistake, waiting for a medical test result, or even listening to the news. Whatever your trigger might be, what are your go-tos? Fight, flight, freeze, or fawn? Let me quickly remind you what each of these looks and feels like. Fight. Your back goes up, you lean into aggressive, primed to push back. Flight. You're ready to run. Move away from the event or the person. Avoid. Freeze. You get quiet. Still. Hide. Even go a bit numb. Fawn. This one is less well known, but basically you move into please and appease mode. What do you think? Do you experience all of these, or are there ones that are typical for you? How well do they work? When do they fall short? If you wish, pause the audio and jot down your thoughts so far. As for me, I'm a mix of fight and freeze. My first reaction to life difficulties is to get quite defensive and assertive. Some might even say bossy. And I'm known to yell when I feel aggrieved while driving. The freeze happens when I'm really overwhelmed, tired, or when I can't get through to someone. I check out, go silent, retreat to my room. Maybe that's more of a combo, a freezy flight. I'm definitely not a people pleaser, although a bit of fawning might help me out once in a while. Despite any shortcomings, I want to acknowledge how great it is to have fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. These tools have kept us Homo sapiens going and growing for over 300,000 years. When you are in a true crisis or danger, there isn't always time to lean back and consider your options. Instead, your body and brain kick in with increased heart rate, adrenaline surge, pupils dilate to improve sight, all kinds of cool things, shifting you into superhero mode. Your body's first job is to keep you alive. So overall, a big thumbs up for our built-in skills. The downside is that superhero mode is not always effective nor appropriate. To drop a little neuroscience, your primitive limbic system and amygdala in the back of your brain hijacks your more advanced prefrontal cortex, taking your problem solving offline. You lose access to a whole range of effective responses. I definitely want more calm and cool options. I want to thrive, not just survive. What about you? Are you satisfied with your toolkit, or are you ready for more? Picture yourself in the midst of one of those challenging moments that usually triggers your amygdala. But this time, you're standing still. Strong, grounded, relaxed and open. Breathing deeply and easily. No need for fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. This is face. Think of it as a posture you select literally and figuratively, choosing to lean in and orient towards what's triggering you rather than being hijacked by reflex. Face is about looking forward, alive, fully present, and able to tap into your true superpower, your creativity, ability to consider a variety of ideas and experiment, knowing you can take a beat to figure out what's optimal. Here's an example. My wonderful mother is in her own apartment within a senior living community. Every so often, I get a call from their office with a semi-emergency, a fall, or other possible crisis. It doesn't matter how many times this has happened, my adrenaline does surge and I spring into action. I rush out the door, superhero cape on, not stopping to ask questions or pull myself together. Usually, I have overreacted, made things more intense, and missed key information. Face would look different. I stop and take a big breath or two. I notice my instincts kicking into gear and observe just for a minute. Wow, I'm feeling that urge to move because I want to protect and save my mother. With each breath, I let myself shift from unconscious back of the brain reflex to conscious, purposeful response. Now I can ask a few intelligent questions and get enough information to assess before I jump in the car. Gather a few things to bring with me in case I need to be there for a while. Thoughtful, proactive, smart. And I visualize my goal, providing strength, wisdom, love, and care for my mom. You get the idea. And maybe you're already great at facing. If so, bravo! Use this moment to acknowledge and celebrate your abilities. However, perhaps there are times where you need to dial up a little facing. If so, let's do you right now. Think of something again that usually triggers your survival impulses. A person, place, activity, or event that really stresses you out. Of course, if you are experiencing true danger, abuse, life or death crises, or PTSD, I want you to seek out professional help and resources. But for now, pick something that we can play with. Picture your situation and your normal automatic reaction. I want you to stand up or sit if you must, but feel the ground under your feet. Take a deep breath. Drop your shoulders. Relax your body. And imagine experiencing your challenge from this centered stance. As you breathe, feel what it's like to simply notice your usual tendencies. Not judging or making them wrong. Yep, it's just my amygdala doing its thing. Now tap your forehead, inviting your prefrontal cortex to take the lead. What do you notice as you face? Is there already a shift? You can name what you see or feel, even say it out loud. Your reactions, the facts at hand, the context, anything at all. Take another deep breath. What are your options for responding? You have space now to ponder and brainstorm. What help or support might you need? What other information can you gather? And what do you decide to do next? Okay, how did our practice run go? Obviously, it would be more powerful if I could sit on your shoulder and coach you real time. However, what did you learn from pausing and responding with more presence and discernment? Definitely capture any insights or ahas you have found. And to amplify your face impact, add on a quality of being. What would it look like if you face your challenge with truth, curiosity, maybe vulnerability? What about facing with grace and compassion or courage? Think of what qualities you would love to bring to the table. Pick one and say it out loud. I choose to face this trigger with blank. Alrighty, now you have it. Think of face as a doorway you step through to interrupt or redirect the default reflexes. We aren't replacing your survival skills. They'll always be there. Instead, you are developing a new muscle, a possibility you can lean into when autopilot is no longer good enough. The next time you find yourself overreacting, just whisper, face. Let that be your cue to pause, breathe, notice, tap your forehead, and pick your response. So off you go, new tool in hand. You know I love to hear about your growth. Please share your practice and ask me for what you need. I'm always here for your growth moment, whether it's one-on-one private coaching or joining one of my coaching groups or workshops. Find all the episodes on thegrowthmoment.com and subscribe, follow on your favorite podcast app or my YouTube channel. Now get out there and grow today.